Shalom, Lord Christ Israel's preaching officer of 500 Katab at ISUPK Detroit, back with another ISUPK Sabbath service. If you didn't know, this is the Midwest Fire Weekend. We've been having events since Thursday. So if you're in the area, in the Detroit area, definitely stop on by, check us out, and get some of that good brotherhood and sisterhood in. Take a minute to like, share, and subscribe. Drop a comment. We're going to get started in a sec so we can push this truth. La Yasha'Allah, which means to Israel. All right, we're going to get into the prayers. Imagine upon Akudon, which means to turn the face to east. The Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew, Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakwaka, Daba'ah, Ratazayaka, Hayah, Aisha, Barataza, Kawa, Hayah, Washemayim, Nathananawa, Lachom, Kal, Yawom, Wasalaknanawa, Kasalaknawa, Salakit, Kabawathnawa, Kasalaknawa, Kabawathianawa, Wala'ah, Tabia'ayanawa, Banasanawan, Abal, Hawashayanawa, Mayan, Ra, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Wa'ala, Wa'ata Parath, La'awalamim, Aman. The Lord's Prayer in the English, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever, so be it. Hakash the power in the Hebrew, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Babu Kashah, Nathananawa, Hakach, Larapa'ah, Kal Makalah, Wakal Madalah, Wakal Madawa, Hakach, Latahar, Hamatazarian, Hakach, Lahakwayum, Hamathim, Hakach, Al Rakawath, Hatama'ala, Lagar Shun, Ba'ashem Yahushua, the Wada Amun. Hakash the power in the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shah, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahweh Shah, thank you, so be it. Bless Israel in the English, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, Barak Lanawa, Wayasha Allah, Wahabayah, Saparium, Barak, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, the Wada Aman. Bless Israel in the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shah. Bless us and Israel and the school in the name of Yahweh Shah. Thank you, so be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah, Ayanya, Al-Haharian, Ma'ayan, Yaba'ah, Isaiah, Ma'ayin, Yahweh, Asha, Shemayim, Wa'aratazah, Al-Yathan, Lamawat, Ragal Kai, Al Yanawam, Shamar Kai, Hanala I, Yanawam, Wala I, Yayashun, Shawamar, Yasha'awa, Yahweh, Shamar Kai, Yahweh, Tazal Kai, Al Yad, Yimyanka, Yawamam, Hashemash, La'a, Yakaka, Wairak, Bayayela, Yahweh, Yashamar Kai, Makal Rai, Yashamar, Athnapaska, Yahweh, Yashamar, Taza'athka, Wabawa Athka, Ma'athai, wa I am alone. Psalms 121 in the English, I will lift up my eyes into the hills from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Yasha'Allah shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth, even forevermore. Psalms 83. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, Adalayamaka, Atakarash, wa all Tashakwat, Al, Kayahana, Awayabika, Yahamayawan, Ra'ash, Al Imika, Ya'inam Yamwa, Sawada, Wayata Awatazwa, Al Tazapawanyaka, Memoria, Lakawa, Salakia, Al Imika, Ya'inam Yamwa, Sawada, Wayata Ya Tazwa, Al Tazapawanyaka, Memoria, Lakawa, Wanakankidim, Magoria, Wala Yazakar, Shimya Shala, Awada, Kaya, Naiwatazwa, Laba, Yakadwa, Auyaka, Barya, Yakarapwa, Ahaya, Adawam, Wayashamai, Alayam, Mawa'aba, Wahagarian, Gabal, Wa'amawan, Wa'amalat, Palashak, Aim Yeshabia, Tazawar, Gum Ashawar, Nalawa, Amain, Hayawa, Zawawa, Labunya Lawat, Salah, Ashalahum, Kamadian, Kasayasara'a, Kayabian, Banakal, Kawashwan, Nashamadwa, Ba'ayandara'a, Hayawa, Daman, La'adama, Shai Thumwa, Nadiyatmawa, Ka'arab, Wakaza'aba, Wakazabat, Wakatazal, Kalnash Mana'ai, Kalnash Yakumna, Ashar, Amoria, Naira Shai, Lanawa, Ah, Nawa, Alahayim, Alahaya, Shai Thumwa, Kagorgula, Kakwash, Lapanya Raraka, Ka'ash, Taba Ira Yaira, Wakalaba, Talahat, Harayum, Kantara Datma, Wasa Iraka, Wabasai Wapaka, Taba Halom, Mala'ai, Panyahom, Quayawam, Waibaquashua, Shumka, Yahawa, Yabashua, Waibahoya, Ayai, Waikaparia, Why Abadwa, Why the Iowa, Kaya Atha, Shumka, Yahawa, Labaka, Alyawan, Alkahar Rakazai. Psalms 83 in the English, keep not thy silence, O Yahweh, hold not thy peace and be not still, O Yahweh, for lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consorted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Yasha'Allah may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites of Moab and the Hagarenes, Gabal and Ammon and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot, Salah, doing to them as unto the Midianites. As to Sisera, as to Jabin at the brook of Kazan, which perished in Endor, they became as dung for the earth, make their nobles like Oreb and like Zeb, yea, all their princes as Zabah and as Almuna, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of Yahweh in possession. O Yahweh, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth the wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, are the Most High over all the earth. Blessings in the Hebrew, Barakatah Yahweh wa Yahweh Shah, wa Ma'ika Allah, wa Allahayim, Matazavia, Alawat Yahana, Ha Alawapium, Ha Sarunium, Ha Quatazayunium, Ha Kayayoyim, wa Ha Akwathium, Yahweh, by Shem Yahweh Shah, the water Amun. Blessings in the English, bless you Yahweh and Yahweh Shah and Michael and the angels, commanded Jin Yahana, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, the sisters, Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shah, thank you, so be it. So, Yashabi, which means you may be seated. All right, so we're going to be picking up in the book of Genesis. We're going to start at the 11th chapter and the 31st verse. In the Hebrew is Wayakukah, Tharak, Ath, Abarum, Bunwa, Wa'ath, Lawat, Bun, Haran, Bun, Bunwa, Wa'ath, Sharai, Kala, Thawa, Ashath, Abarum, Bunwa, Wayatazawa, Athum, Ma'awa, Ma'ara, Kashadium, Lalakath, Aratazah, Kanaim, Waya, Ba'awa, Aida, Karan, Wayashabia, Shum, verse 32. Waya, Hayawa, Hayawa, Yumya, Thorak, Kamash, Shanyum, Wama, Athyum, Shana, Wayamath, Thorak, Bakarana. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 12 and verse 1. Waya Amar, Yahweh, Al, Abarum, Lakah, Ma'aratazak, Wama, Mawalad, Mawalad Thak, Wamaryath, Abarum, Abaryak, Abayak, Al, Hayaratazah, Ashar, Ayarak, verse 2. Ishak, Laga, Waya, Gada, Wala, Wa'a, Barakah, Wa'agad, La'a, Shumka, Waha, Yaha, Baraka, verse 3. Wa'a, Barakah, Waba, Rak, Yak, Yum, Kwalak, A'ara, Wana, Banrak Ya, Salakia, Bakah, Cal, Mashah, Pakath, Mashah, Pakath, Ha'adama, verse 4, Wayalak, Abaram, Ka'ashar, Debar, Ala Yahweh, Yahweh, Wayalak, Athwa, Lawat, Wa'abaram, Bun, Kamash, Shunyum, Washabayim, Shana, Batazah Athwa, Makarana, verse 5, Wayakwaka, Abarom, Ath, Shariah, Aisha, Thawa, Wa'ath, Lawat, Bun, Akawa, Wa'ath, Cal, Rakah, Washum, Rakah, Washum, Ashar, Wakashawa, Wa'ath, and that's up through verse 5. In the Hebrew, we're going to go ahead and get it in the English. This is the book of Genesis. We're going to start at the 10th. Wait. We're going to start at the 11th chapter and the 31st verse. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 11 and verse 31. And Terah took Abram, his son, and Lot, the son of Haran, his son's sons, and Sarai, his daughter-in-law, and Abram's wife, and they went forth with them to Ur of the Chaldees to go into the land of Canaan, and they came up unto Haran and dwelt there. And the days of, verse 32, and the days of Terah were 205 years, and Terah died in Haran. So if you see here, this is when Abraham showed great faith and left the land of his fathers, that Ur of the Chaldees, that land, and went into a land instructed by God to serve a God he's never seen. That's great faith. That's not the God his father served. This was a God that came to him and said, come out of her, my people, for the most part. Separate and follow me, and which is what Abraham did. Genesis 12 and 1. Now the Lord said unto Abram, get thee out of the country and from thy kindred and from thy father's house unto a land that I will show thee. So this is saying exactly what I just said. Clearly, get thee out of the country and from thy kindred, leave your family and thy father's house. Leave your father's house. Leave those set of rules. Leave that guidance unto a land that I will show you. Verse 2, and I will make thee a great nation, and I will bless thee and make thy name great, and thou shalt be a blessing. Verse 3, and I will bless them that bless thee, and curse them that curseth thee, and in thee shall all the families of the earth be blessed. Now notice, a blessing and a promise is different. So don't think just because all the families of the earth is going to be blessed in our rulership, that is the same thing of them sharing in our rulership. It's not. Those are two different promises, two different situations. Verse 4, so Abram departed, and the Lord, as the Lord had spoken unto him, and Lot went with him, and Abraham was 75 years old when he departed out of Haran. And Abraham, verse 5, and Abraham took Sarah, his wife, and Lot, his brother's son, and all their substance that they had gathered, And the souls that had gotten in Haran, and they went forth to go into the land of Canaan, and into the land of Canaan they came. So he went to the land that he was instructed to go. So we're going to get 7 more verses in the Hebrew. 1 second. All right, so this is the book of Genesis chapter 12 and verse 6. Waya Ibarah Abarum Ba'arataza'id Wakwa Wama Shakum Id Alawan Mawara'a Mawara Raha Salakia Wahat Na'ain Ya Yahak Na'ain Ya Azah Ba'aratazah, verse 7. Waya Ra'ah Yahweh Al Abarum Waya Amar Lazah Ra'ik Athan Ath Haratazah Haza'ath Wayabun Shum Mazabak La Yahweh Han Ra'ah Al Yawah, verse 8. Waya Aith Kwa Shum Yum Ha Ha Hara Ha Ha Ra'ah Salakia Maquad Ma Labayath Al Wayat Ahalaha Bayath Al Mayum Waha Aywa Ayah Salakia Maquad Ma Wayabun Shum Mazabak La Yahweh Waya Kwara'a Bashum Yahweh, verse 9. Waya Sa'ai Abarum Halayak Salakia Halawak Wana Sa'ai Wa'ai Wana Sawa'ai Hana Gaba'a, verse 10. Waya Haya Ra'aib Ba'aratazah Waya Rada Abarum Matazarium Lagawar Shum Kaya Kabad Ha Ra'aib Ba'aratazah, verse 11. Waya Haya Ka'ashar Hakwara Yaba Labawa'a Matazariuma Waya Amar Al Shariah, Ashaf Ya, Ashaf Wa, Salakia, Hanaha, Na'a, Yad, Yada Aith Ya, Yada Aith Ya, Kaya, Asha, Yapath, Mara'ah, Ath, verse 12, Wahayaha, Kaya, Yara'awa, Athak, Hamatazarium, Wa'amara, 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 Ashawath, Za'ath, Waharagwa, Atha, Athya, Wa'athak, Yakayawa, and that's up through verse 12 in the Hebrew. We're going to go ahead and get it in the English. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 12. And we're starting at verse 6. And Abraham passed through the land unto the place of Shechem, unto the plain of Moreh, and the Canaanite was then in the land. And the Lord appeared unto Abraham, verse 7, and the Lord appeared unto Abraham and said, unto thy seed I will give this land. And there buildeth he an altar unto the Lord who appeared unto him. So notice, he said, unto thy seed I will give this land. So there's another promise that goes directly to his seed. That promise didn't go to the people that was already in the land. You see that? This is clear separation. Verse 8, and he removed from thence unto the mountain on the east of Bethel, and pitched his tent, having Bethel on the west and high on the east. And there buildeth an altar unto the Lord, and he called upon the name of the Lord. Verse 9. And Abram journeyed going on still towards the south. Verse 10. And there was a famine in the land, and Abram went down to Egypt, into Egypt to sojourn there, for the famine was grievous in the land. So this is just dealing with his journey and following that order. So he left his father's house. He's going into the land. He's making his way through that land, going to the place that the Most High promised to give his seed. And there was a famine going on. Verse 11, and it came to pass when he was come near to enter into Egypt, that he said unto Sarai his wife, behold, now I know that thou art a fair woman to look upon. Verse 12, therefore it shall come to pass when the Egyptians shall see thee, that they shall say, this is his wife, and they shall kill me, but they shall save thee alive. So in his head, he's already preparing to go into a land full of heathens that's going to look at his wife and try to take him out, to unalive him, just so they can have access to his rib. All right, so we're going to get 7 more verses in the Hebrew. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 12 and verse 13. Amarayah Na'ah Akathya Ath Lama'ain Yaya Taba Laya Ba'ai Bawa Raka, Waka Yatha, Waka Yatha, Napun, Napun, Napashya, Lalak, Baga Lalak, verse 14. Waya Haya Iba Ya'a Abarom Matazarium Waya Ra'awa Wa'a Ra'awa Hamatazarium Ath Ha'asha Kaya Yapa Hawa'a Ma'id Ma'ad, verse 15. Waya Ra'awa Waya Ra'awa Atha Shoraya Para'aya Para'aya Waya Halawa Atha Al Para'aya Para'aha Waka Ha'asha Waya Para'aha. So, Salaki Israel, right back at it. All right, so I felt like Ha'asha Bayath Para'ah, verse 16. Wallah Abarom Hayat Hayatayab Ba'ai Bara'ah Waya Haya Lawa Taza'ana Wabak Quara Waka Mariam Wa'ai Wa'ai Badayum Rasha Pakath Wa'athan Wa'athanath Wagum Layum, verse 17. Waya Waya Nagai Yahweh Ath Parai Nagai Ayam Gadalayam Wa'ath Bunyath Al Debar Shariah Ashath Abaron, verse 18, Waya Parai La'abaron, Waya Amar, Ma'a, Za'ath, Aisha, Ashayath, Laya, Lama, Slakia, La'a, Hagadath, Laya, Kaya, Aisha, Ashathak, Hawa'a, verse 19, Lama, Amarath, Akathya, Hawa'a, Wa'akoka, Atha, Laya, La'asha, Wa'atha, Wa'aith, Wa'aitha'a, Hana, Hashak, Hukah, Walak, and that's up to verse 19 in the Hebrew. We're going to go ahead and get it in the English. This is the book of Genesis, starting at chapter 12, starting at verse 13. Say, I pray thee, thou art my sister, that I may be well with thee for my sake, and my soul shall live because of thee. So Abraham is pretty much telling his wife, like, look, say you my sister. Say you my sister so they won't take my life. So it would be well with me. Because he knows how heinous and deplorable, that's a new word for y'all, deplorable, that these heathens was. Verse 14. And it came to pass that when Abraham was coming to Egypt, the Egyptians beheld the woman, that she was very fair. So Abraham was right. Abram was right. The Egyptians all was looking at her, and they thought she was very fair. Verse 15. And the princes also of Pharaoh saw her and commended her before Pharaoh, and the woman was taken into Pharaoh's house. So now you got princes looking at her, and now they scooping her up. What they used to say, we used to hop down on them. We see a young lady walking by, and we drive and we'll hop out on them. That's what they did. They hopped out on her. And say, hey, what's going on? We going up to the palace. We going about to have some lunch up here. Why don't you come ride with us? Verse 16, and he entered and treated Abraham well for her sake, and he had slept, and he had sheep and oxen, and he asses, and men service, and maid services, and she asses, and camels. Verse 17, and the Lord plagued Pharaoh and his house with great plagues because of Sarai, Abram's wife. Now, what do you guys notice here? That there was something being done that the Most High did not like. It was unacceptable. Another man dealing with another man's wife. That was unacceptable. So what did Most High do? He started plaguing them, plaguing Pharaoh's house with great plagues. And Pharaoh called Abraham and said, "What is this that thou hast done to me? Why didst thou not tell me that she was thy wife?" So now, after the Pharaoh put two to two together, he's like, "Hey, why ain't you tell me this? All of this bad stuff is happening to us. Why didn't you say that this was your wife?" Verse 19. Why sayest thou, she is my sister, so I might have taken her to me to wife? Therefore, behold, thy wife, take her and go thy way. So he's like, "Hey, man, take her. I see what's happening to us. I see the destruction that the Most High has plagued on us. And I don't want no parts of it. Take your wife. Go your own way." All right, so that was 7 verses. We're going to get 7 more verses in the Hebrew. We're going to pick it up at Genesis 12 and 20. Genesis chapter 12 and verse 20 in the Hebrew. Waya taza'awa al yawa para'ai anash yum waya shalakwa. Well, waya shalakwa athwa wa'ath aisha thawa wa'ath kal ashar lawa. This is Genesis chapter 13 and verse 1. So like it, hold on. Chapter 13 and verse 1. Waya al abarum mama tazarium hawa'a wa'a shawathwa wakal ashar lawa wala wata wala wat salakia amawa hana gabara'a hana gabaha hana gaba'a wa abarum. Verse 2. Wa abarum kabad ma'ad bama kwana baka sapa waba zaab. Verse 3. Waya lak lama sa'ai yawa mama nagab wa'aid bayath al aid hama kwaham kwawam aishar hazaha shum ahalaha alaha bathak laha bayan bayath al wabayan ha'ayawa ha'aya salakia. Verse 4. Al makwa wam hama zabak aisha shum bara'a shana waya para'a shum Abarom, Bashum, Yahweh, verse 5, Wagom, La Wat, Ha Ha, Ha Ha, Hahalak, Ath, Abarom, Hayaha, Tazaan, Waba, Korah, Wa'ahal, Wa'ahalyum, verse 6, Wala'ah, Nashah, Athon, Ha'aratazah, Lashabath, Yakadwa, Kaya, Hayaha, Waka, Washum, Rabah, Wala'ah, Yakalawa, Lashabath, Yakadwa, and that's up through verse 6 in the Hebrew. We're going to go ahead and get it in the English. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 12, starting at verse 20. And Pharaoh commanded his men concerning him, and they sent him away and his wife and all they had. Verse 13, chapter 13 and verse 1. And Abraham went up out of Egypt, he and his wife and all he had, and Lot with him into the south. Verse 2. And Abram was very rich in cattle, in silver, in gold. Verse 3. He went on his journey from the south, even to Bethel, unto the place where his tent had been at the beginning, between Bethel and Hai. Verse 4. So this is just his journey, as I was saying again. So the Pharaoh let him out. Him and all his people didn't take a dime from him. He said he was rich in cattle, rich in silver. Pharaoh ain't touched that. Pharaoh said, nah, get your wife, get all your belongings, go ahead, get up out of here. We don't want them problems. So he's journeying, keep going to the land that the Most High told him to go to. He's following orders. And in following those orders, guess what? He's coming into some hardships or some barriers, some obstacles. Did he keep moving? Yeah. Did he not follow orders? No, he didn't follow orders. I mean, he didn't stop following orders because some things came up. Verse 4, unto the place of the altar which he had made there at first, and there Abram called on the name of the Lord. Verse 5, and Lot also, which went with Abraham, had flocks and herds and tents. So this is Lot's possessions, and he's going into that. Verse 6, and the land was not able to bear them, that they might dwell together, for their substance was great, so they could not dwell together. So that's pretty much saying you got two big households. So imagine you had two big households, and it was just a small plot of land that you had to live on. They was like, it's too great for us. All our cattle and your cattle can't herd in the same field. We can't sustain ourselves in this environment. So guess what? We're going to see what happens. We're going to stop right there and get 7 more in the Hebrew. Start right there, get 7 more in the Hebrew. 1 second. All right, so this is the book of Genesis, chapter 13, starting at verse 7. Wayahaya, Rayab, Bayan, Ra'ai, Makwa Na'ai, Abarum, Waba Yan, Ra'aiwa, Wa'aya, Makwa, Makwa Na'a, Lawat, Waha, Waha, Kanain, Waha Kanain Ya, Waha Para Zaha, Zaya, Salakia, Azah, Yeshab, Ba'aratazah, verse 8. 1 second, Salakia. Verse 8. Waya Amar, Abaron, Al, Luwat, Al, Na'a, Sahaya, Mora, Yaba, Baya, Naya, Waba, Yanak, Waba, Yun, Ra'aya, Waba, Yana, Ra'ai, Yak, Kaya, Anash Yum, Akayum, Ana Kanwa, verse 9, Hala'a, Cow, Ha'aratazah, Lapun Yak, Haparad, Na'a, Ma'ai, Lawa, Laya, Salakia, Aima, Hasha, Ma'al, Wa'ayum, Na'a, Wa'ama, Hayum, Hayum, Yun, Wa'ashum, Ayala'a, Laha, Salakia, verse 10, Waya Sha'a, Lawat, Ath, Ayun, Yawa, Waya Ra'a, Ath, Kal, Kakara, Hayarad, Hayaradan, Kaya, Kala, Masha Kwa'a, Lapanya, Shakath, Yahweh, Ath, Sodom, Wa'ath, Aima, Ra'ah, Kagun, Yahweh, Ka'aratazah, Matazarium, Ba'akah, Taza'ara, verse 11, Waya, Bakara, Luwa, Luwat, Ath, Kal, Kakara, Ha'arad Na, Waya, Sa'ai, Luwat, Mukwadama, Waya Paradawa, Waya Parada, Waya Paradawa, Salakia, Ayash, Ma'al, Akal Yawa, verse 12, Abarom, Yashab, Baaratazah, Kanai Aina, Wala Wat, Wala Wat, Yashab, Ba'arayah, Haika Kara, Waya, Alahal, Waya, Ahal, Aid, Sadamah, and that's up to verse 12 in the Hebrew. We're going to go ahead and get it in the English. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 13, starting at verse 7. And there was a strife between the herdmen and Abraham's cattle and the herdmen of Lot's cattle, and the Canaanite and the Perizzite dwelled then in the land. Verse 8, and Abraham said unto Lot, let there be no strife, I pray thee, between me and thee, and between my herdsmen and my herdmen and thy herdmen, for we will be brethren. So pretty much what he's saying, the verse before was saying that the land that they were dwelling in couldn't sustain them both. So the herdsmen were striving or had some issues with their cattle grazing in that land. So Abraham is just like, we ain't gonna be beefing. We're not gonna be beefing. We're gonna be brothers, and we're gonna deal with this like brethren. Verse 9. Is not the whole land before thee? Separate thyself, I pray thee, from me. If thou wilt take the left hand, then I will go to the right, or if thou depart to the right, then I will go to the left. So he's not even saying you take that side, I take that side. He's saying whichever side you go to, I'm gonna go the opposite way. We're gonna separate. You go right, I go left. You go left, I go right. Verse 10, and Lot lifted up his eyes, and behold, all the plain of Jordan, that it was well watered everywhere before the Lord destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, even as the garden of the Lord, like the land of Egypt, as thou comest to Zoar. Then verse 11, then Lot chose him all the plain of Jordan, and Lot journeyed east, and they separated themselves one from another. Verse 12, Abraham dwelled in the land of Canaan, and Lot dwelled in the cities of the plain and pitched his tent toward Sodom. So they separated. They came to an agreement. They separated, and they handled business still. They didn't fall out over this little situation. This was brotherhood at its finest from the beginning. You see how that worked? This is why it's so important for us to get back to these scriptures, get back to these laws, statutes, and commandments so they can show us how to operate, how to live in every situation. Just because this was written 20, how many X amount of years ago, thousands of years ago, guess what? It's applicable to this day. All right, so we're going to get 7 more verses in the Hebrew. Give me 1 sec. 1, 2, 3. All right, so this is the book of Genesis chapter 13 and verse 13. Wa'anash Yah Sodom Ra'ayim Wakata'ayim. Salakia. Waka. Waka. Tara'ayim. La Yahweh. Ma'ad, verse 14. Wa Yahweh. Amar al Abarum. Akarayah. Haparad. Lawat. Ma'ai Mawah. Sha'a. Na'a. Ayun Yak. Wara'ai Mana Hamak Wam Aishar Atha Shum Tazapana Wana Gaba Wakwa Adama Waya Maha Waya Maha, verse 15, Kaya, Ath, Kal, Haratazah, Aishar, Atha, Ra'ah, Lak, Athun, Naha, Wala, Zara'ik, Wala, Zara'ik, Aid, Iwa, Lum. Iwa, Lum, verse 16, Washum Yath, Ath, Zara'ik, Ka'apar, Ka'ai para, Ka'ai para, Ha'aratazah, Aishar, Amah, Yawa Kala, Ayash, Lama Nawath, Lama Nawath, Ath, Ipara, Ha'aratazah, Gum, Zara'ik, Naha, Salakia. Verse 17, Kwawama, Hatha Lak, Ba'aratazah, La'araka, Wala Rakab, Wala Rakab, Ba Kaya Lak, Athana, verse 18, Waya Ahau, Abarum, Waya Ba'a, Wayashab, Ba'a, Ba'al Nunya, Mama Ra'a, Aishar, Baka, Bawayan, Baka, Bara, Wan, Salakia, Waya Bana, Shum, Mazabak, La Yahweh. This is Genesis chapter 14 and verse 1. Wayahaya, Baya, Maya, Amara, Pala, Malak, Shinaira, Ira, Yawak, Malak, Ila, Sarah, Kada, Walai, Mara, Malak, Alayom, Wathad, Ila, Malak, Gawayim, and that's up through verse 1 in the Hebrew. We're going to go ahead and get it in the English. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 13, starting at verse 13. But the men of Sodom were wicked and sinners before the Lord exceedingly. And the Lord, verse 14, and the Lord said unto Abram, after that Lot was separated from him, lift up now thine eyes and look from the place where thou art northward and southward and eastward and westward. Verse 15, for all the land which thou seest, to thee will I give it, and to thy seed forever. So he pretty much told you to look north, east, south, and west. Do a whole 360. And no matter what you see, guess what? That's what I'm giving to your seed. He didn't say all the seeds of the family of the earth. He didn't say those wicked sodomites in the land. He said, I'm giving it to your seed. And what's funny is they teach us all through growing up, all through grade school, proper pronouns, how to read. And then when you get contextual clues that gives possession, now they want us to forget how to read and common sense in English. It said thy seed. It didn't say everyone's seed. Simple as that. Verse 16, and I will make thy seed as the dust of the earth, so that if a man can number the dust of the earth, then shall the seed also be numbered. So he pretty much saying, I'm gonna make your lineage as the dust of the earth. That's just like going outside, just taking a bag of sugar and just throwing it up in the air and say, count it. Go ahead, count that. Like, this is how in abundance the Most High is going to bless this particular seed. Verse 17, arise, walk through the land in the length of it and in the breadth of it, for I will give it unto to thee. Verse 18, then Abraham removed his tent and came and dwelt in the plain of Mamre, which is in Hebron, and built there an altar unto the Lord. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 14, and verse 1. And it came to pass in the days of Amraphel, king of Shinar, Iraq, king of Eleazar, Kedor Lamor, king of Elam, and Tidal, king of nations. All right, so we're going to get these last 7 verses in the Hebrew. All right, so this is the book of Genesis, chapter 14, and verse 2. Aishawah, Malak Ma, Ath, Barai, Malak, Sodom, Wa'ath, Barashai, Malak, Amarah, Shana'ab, Malak, Adama, Washum, Abarah, Malak, Tazabayum, Wamalak, Balai, Haya'a Ta'ira, verse 3. Cal, Ila, Kabara, Al, Amakwa, Hashad Yum, Hawa'a Yum, Hamalak, verse 4. Shathayum, Aishara, Mana, Ibadwa, Ath, Kadara, Kada, Rala Aimar, Mara, Salakia, Washa, Lasha, Aisha, Ra'ai, Shana, Mara'aid Wa, verse 5. Waba'a, Raba'ai, Sa'ara, Shana, Abba, Kadara, La'amar, La'aimar, Waha, Malak, Yum. Waha Malak Yum, Aishar, Athwa, Waya, Kaiwa, Ath, Wapa, Wapa Ayum, Bara Ashath Ra, Ba'ai Shath Rath, Ba'ai Shath Rath, Quran Yum, Wa'ath, Hazah was a Yum, Hazah was a Yum, Bahum, Wa'ath, Ha'ayum Yum, Bashar, Wa'a, Kwaraya, Kwarayath Yum, verse 6, Wa'ath, Hakarayum, Haka, Raya, Baha, Rayum, Bahar Rayum, Sha'ai Yara, I, Al Yala, Pa'aran, Aishar, Al, Hamad Bara, Hamad Bara, verse 7, Waya Shabwa, Waya Shabwa, Waya Bow Hour, Waya Bawa Hour, Al, Ayun, Masha, Masha Patah, Hawa'a, Quadash, Waya Kawa, Waya Kawa, Ath, Kal, Shaddai, Ha'ai, Malakya, Malakwaya, Wagum, Ath, Ha'amar, Haya, Haya Shabah, Baka, Tazayan, Tazana, Baka, Tazana, Thamar, verse 8, Waya Taza'a, Malak, Sodom, Wamalak, Imara, Wamalak, Adama, Wamalak, Tazabayum, Wamalak, Balai Hayawa'a Tazai Ra Waya Ira Wa Waya Iraya Wa a thumb Waya Ira Kawa Mulak Ma'a Ba'amakwa Hashem Ha- Hashad Hashadum Hashad Yum Hashad Yum, and that's up to verse 8 in the Hebrew. We're gonna go ahead and get it in the English. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 14. We're gonna start at verse 2. That these made war with Bera, king of Sodom, and with Barsha, king of Gomorrah, Shinab, king of Adamah, and Shemibber, king of Zeboim, and the king of Bela, which is Zoar. Verse 3, all these were joined together in the vow of Siddim, which is the salt sea. Verse 12, 12 years they served Kedorlaomer, and in the 13th year they rebelled. Verse 5, and in the 14th year came Chedor Laamor and the kings that were with him and smote the Raphaims and Ashtaroth, Karamaim, and the Zuzims in Ham, and the Emims in Shavah Karathaim. Verse 6. And the Horites in their Mount Seir unto Paran, which is by the wilderness. Verse 7. And they returned and came to En Masphat, which is Kadesh, and smote all the country of the Amalekite, and also the Amorites that dwell in Hazanah, Zan Tamar. Verse 8. And there went out the king of Sodom, and the king of Gomorrah, and the king of Adamah, and the king of Zeboim, and the king of Bela, the same as Zoar, and they joined battle with them in the vale of Shittim. All right, so that's the last 7 verses in the Hebrew. We're gonna go ahead and close this out. This is the Midwest Fire Weekend, so if you're in the neighborhood, you're in the area, feel free to show up, come up to the school, get that brotherhood and sister in. All right, with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and close out. I'm in Israel, Imagine. La Yasha'ala, which means to Israel. We're gonna go ahead and get into these prayers. Wapanakwadon, which means to turn the face to eat. The Lord's Prayer. The Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabashamayim, Kudash, Hayah, Shimka, Yahweh, Malapatka, Taba'a, Ratazayaka, Hayah, Aisha, Baratazah, Kawa, Hayah, Bashamayim, Nathanawa, Lachum, Kal, Yawam, Wasalaknanawa, Kabuwathnawa, Kasalaknawa, Kabuwathianawa, Wala'a, Babianainawa, Banasanawan, Abal, Hawashayanawa, Mayan, Ra, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Wala'ala, Wa'ata Parath, La'awalumyum, Amun. The Lord's Prayer in the English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever, so be it. Hakash the power in the Hebrew, Yahweh, by Shem Yahushua, Babu Kashah, Nathanawa, Hakach, Lerapa'ah, Kal Makala, Kal Matawa, Hakach, Latahar, Hamatazarian, Hakach, Lahakwayim, Hamathium, Hakach, Arakawath, Hatama'ala, Lagar Shun, by Shem Yahushua, the Wada Amun. The Lord's Prayer, Hakash the power in the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shah, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power against unclean spirits, Salakia, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahweh Shah, thank you, so be it. Bless Israel in the Hebrew, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, Barak Manawa, Wayasha'ala, Wahabayat, Saparian, Barak, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, the Wada Amun. Bless Israel in the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shah. Bless us and Israel and the school in the name of Yahweh Shah. Thank you, so be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew, Asha'ah, Ayunya al-Haharim, Ma'ayan, Yaba'ah, Isaiah, Ma'ayin, Yahweh, Asha, Shemayim, Wa'aratazah, Al-Yathan, Lamawat, Rogalkai, Al-Yanawam, Shamarakai, Hana, La'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yayashun, Shawamar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shamarakai, Yahweh, Tazarkai, Al-Yad, Yamyanka, Yawamam, Hashemash, La'ah, Yakakak, Wa'arat, Bayayela, Yahweh, Yashamarakai, Makara, Yashamar, Ahmapaska, Yahweh, Yashamar, Taza'afka, Wabu'a'ak, Salaki, Wabu'a'afka, Ma'athai, Wa'ai, Awalam. Psalms 121 in the English. I will lift up my eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help coming from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Yasha'Allah shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thy soul. Salakia. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth, even forevermore. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, Adalayamaka, Althakarash, Wa'althashakwat, Al Kayahana, Ariyabika, Yahamayawan, Ra'ash, Al-Imika, Ya'imim Yawa, Sawada, Wayatha, Ya'ataizawa, Al-Tazapawanyaka, Amaria, Lakawa, Wanakankidim, Magoria, Wala'a Yazakar, Shumya Shala, Awada, Kaya, Narwatazawa, Laba, Yakadawa, Auyaka, Baryath, Yakaratwa, Ahalia, Adawam, Wayashamai, Alayum, Mawa'aba, Wahagarium, Gabal, Wa'aimawan, Wa'amalak, Palashat, Anyashabia, Tazawar, Gumashawar, Nalawa, Amaim, Harawa, Zawawa, Labunya Lawat, Salah, Ashalahum, Kamadian, Kasayasara'a, Kayabian, Banakal, Kawashwan, Nashamadwa, Ba'ayanda Ra'a, Hayawa, Daman, La'adama, Sha'athamwa, Nadiyamawa, Ka'arab, Wakazaaba, Wakazabak, Wakatazar, Mana'ai, Kal Nashia Kumwa, Ashar, Amaria, Narashah, Lanawa, Ah, Nawa, Alahayim, Alahaya, Shai Fumwa, Kagorgula, Kakwash, Lapanya Rawaka, Kaash, Taba Ira Yaira, Wakalaba, Talahat, Harayum, Kanthara Datma, Basa Iraka, Wabasa, Wapafka, Taba Halum, Mala'ai, Panyahum, Quayawam, Wayabaquashua, Shumka, Yahweh, Yabashua, Why Behodia, I, Why Kaparia, Why Abadwa, Why the Iwa, Kaya Athai, Shumkai, Yahweh, Labaka, Al-Yawan, Al-Tahai, Ratazai. Psalms 83 in the English, I will Salakia, keep not thy silence, O Yahweh, and hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Yasha'Allah shall be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot, Salah, doing to them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin at the brook of Kizon, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb and like Z, yea, are the princes as Zabah and as Amunum, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of Yahweh in possession. O Yahweh, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth the wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, are the most high over all the earth. Blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh, wa Yahweh Shah, wa Ma'ika Allah, wa Alahayim, Matazabia, Alawat Yahana, ha Alawapium, ha Sarunium, ha Quatazayanium, ha Kayayarium, wa ha Akwathium, Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah, the Wada Amen. Blessings in the English. Bless you, Yahweh, and Yahweh Shah, and Michael, and the angels, commanded you, Yahana, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shah, thank you, so be it. All right, we're going to go ahead, give a courtesy salute to the teachers, and go ahead and close out with Israel Amajin, Shabbat, Amajin, Barak, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah, Barakatah, Yajmatah, dismiss.